families. This is Dr. Josh Porter, and I'm the principal of Brea High School.
Hello, Bobcat families. This is your principal, Kelly Kennedy.
Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to go over some information as it relates to our reopening of schools as we move and transition into a hybrid learning model. As you know, we are currently in a distance learning mode where our students are home each day, logging in with their teachers, receiving instruction in a digital format. As we prepare to move into this next phase, students will have the opportunity to come to school 2 days a week. Students will be broken into one of three groups. Either A, there'll be an in-person instruction on Monday and Thursday, or Group B, in-person instruction on Tuesday or Friday, or remain in the current group where it's a distance learning model where they'll log in daily for live instruction or an asynchronous learning activity. All students will still remain at home on Wednesdays, and those will remain distance learning days. As far as the instruction goes, one could expect to see live streaming or daily live instruction or daily interaction with students every day. 2 days a week in person, 3 days a week via Zoom. Students continuing in a distance learning model, though, they will connect with their teacher via Zoom daily. Similar daily activities will be provided so that students reach a similar learning outcome as the students who are receiving daily live instruction.
I will say that we're also very excited because our district has purchased live streaming equipment, which means it may look different in our classrooms because all of our classroom teachers will be in their classrooms each and every day.
And in some cases, you'll see that interaction may look a little different depending upon the activities planned for the day. In PE, it'll look very different than what you see in a science classroom or what you may see in an English classroom.
So sorry, Dr. Porter. We're also very excited about this opportunity, but knowing that you as a family are going to make the best choice for you and your student, whether you continue in distance learning or transition to the hybrid model.
Talk a little bit about safety.
I think that's important.
All right.
So many of our parents have asked us about the campus safety aspects of both of our campuses. And I wanted to assure you that we're working very hard to balance our class sizes. We have provided hand sanitizers in our classrooms. We have plexiglass desk shields to also offer that social distancing aspect in all of our classrooms. Student desks are going to be cleaned between every class period. So as students transition from class to class, their classrooms will be cleaned. Also, at the end of every school day, we will do an electrostatic spraying, which again is just another deep way of cleaning our classrooms. When we talk about campus safety, we want to remind our students and staff that we're going to wear masks throughout the day. We're going to absolutely social distance and continue to remind our students about that 6 feet, especially when they're with their groups of students. We have gloves available if students would prefer to wear gloves throughout the day. And we'll continue to make sure we are reminding our students and staff to wash, sanitize their hands as they enter and exit classrooms.
You know, another thing that we're doing is that we're going to clearly mark social distancing areas at our schools. We have at Brea High School, we've moved our lunch tables and eating areas out throughout the campus. We have a very large campus with a lot of covered awning areas to keep students away from inclement weather concerns such as heat, rain, wind. And so we'll have opportunities for them to sit in a safe distance and appropriately social distance while they're sitting outside the classroom. We've provided some guided student movement instructions, such as arrows or little dot markers on the ground for students to stand and parents to stand as well. All students will be required to wear masks throughout the day. Physical barriers have been placed in high traffic areas, which you'll see in just a few minutes. We've also opened up our meetings with our counselors and our assistant principals and administrative teams, such as this right now, this to be more of a virtual setting to continue to provide access to all parents and all students. And student supervision during transition and break times, we'll continue to monitor that. Now, one of the questions that we've been asked is what happens if there's a case of COVID or a reported case of COVID at one of our school sites. We just want to let you know and assure you that we are working with the California Department of Health, or we will work with the Orange County Department of Health on appropriate next steps. And they will help guide us through potential school closures, quarantine issues, contact tracing, and communication out with the communities of Brea, Olinda.
Dr. Porter and I are very committed to the safety of our students and staff on both of our campuses, and we are very committed to that ongoing communication between us here at school and you at home.
This is just a quick look at some of the images you might see around our campuses, such as the hand sanitizing stations, as we like to call them, little spaceships, little dome things that you see in the top middle there. You'll see hand washing stations at the district purchase. These are all made out of stainless steel, high quality construction. They can be replaced and replenished on a daily basis to ensure that we have adequate places for students to wash their hands. And as you see on the left there, you'll see a sample of what a shield looks like that creates a protective barrier while our staff continue to wear masks throughout the school day when they're interacting with students and parents. It is a non-invasive shield. It's very clear. It's something not much different than you'd see at Home Depot. And it works very well to help create that safe barrier so that students can come and approach and get information they need about school.
What I do really like about both the hand sanitizer and the hand washing stations is they're portable. So we are placing them in our high traffic areas and those places that our students are engaged in as they transition from one class to the other, so they have easy access throughout their school day. And then I also like, as you can see in the picture on the right, are the visual markings that we have placed around our campus that again just reminds our students to social distance and gives them a good guidance on what 6 feet really looks like.
We're going to show you a quick brief video on campus safety that our district nurse and one of our health assistants has put together for you. So please take a moment to listen to this. It's full of great information. We will post this information, including this video, on our school websites on the front page so it's easy for you to find.
Hi Wildcats! We're so excited to have you back at school. Miss Aronson, the health assistant, and me, the district nurse Natalie, we're here to share some tips on staying health and safety so that we can just start school and have you guys back.
Just to let you know, we will have these hand washing stations all throughout campus. So all you gotta do is just push this down, water will come out, make sure you use the soap, and then dry it up.
Another way is we've got tons of sanitizer stations everywhere. You want to make sure you sanitize your hands or use soap and water. Anyway, keep your hands clean. That's the way to keep us safe and healthy. As you know, one of the main ways to prevent the spread of COVID-19 is to wear masks, as it is aerosolized in the air. So the requirement to wear masks at school every day, we want you to treat your masks and put them on and off correctly just so that we can prevent the spread. You should be wearing either a cloth covering, which is a double layered fabric mask, or a disposable surgical mask. You want to avoid gaiters or masks with exhalation valves, as those let the air out, which you're trying to prevent the spread of COVID. So you want, when you put your mask on, grab them by the loops. Try not to touch the dirty outside of the mask. We know everyone's not perfect. Do your best. Put it on. You want to put the loops on. You want to make sure it's tight over your chin, tight over your nose. You don't want to walk around like this. You want it to be up here like this. You want to, we want you to wear your mask all day, except when you're eating or drinking. We want you to put it right back on. When you keep it in your backpack or take it out for a rest, try to keep a paper bag or a Ziploc in your backpack so you can put your mask and keep it clean inside your backpack. Also, when you put it down temporarily, if you want to put it down like on a Kleenex or a napkin, not to get dirty on the surfaces. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you, and we hope to see your smiling faces as soon as we can. Thanks.
We know you are excited to come back to school and see your friends, that it is important that you maintain social distancing guidelines and remain 6 feet apart at all times.
Remember not to share your personal items such as drinks, food, cosmetics, your phone, pens. Keeping your items for yourself is one way to stay healthy. One way to keep healthy and safe is to stay home if you're not feeling good. If you're feeling under the weather, you have a cough, sore throat, body aches, and you're not feeling good, stay home. But don't forget,
Call Karen or Shelby in attendance.
And don't worry, Bobcats, we have one just for you as well.
But if you accidentally call the high school, we'll help guide you in the right direction. Now, Ms. Kenny, you know what I like most about that is they were wearing their mask and you could still hear them. And I think sometimes we forget because they become uncomfortable. But wearing your mask throughout the day is still going to be doable. We'll be able to hear what the teachers are saying and what the students are asking.
But you can definitely tell that we are very excited to have the opportunity to have our students on campus. If your family decides to make that decision to transition to the hybrid model for your student, you can tell that we're very excited and very prepared for your students to be safely on our campuses.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the bell schedules. So we've made an effort to try not to interrupt the current bell schedule that we have in our distance learning model. We did have to add some time and we kind of adjusted the schedule a little bit throughout the day to accommodate the cleaning in between each classes, so that way we adequately prepared and provided that time so desks could be wiped down and sanitized in a meaningful and appropriate way. Students at home are still required to log into their Zoom session and be on time. And please remember, as many of our Wildcats already know from Mr. Barrientos, who sent this out, daily attendance will be taken. So please be there on time, please be present. And when you are there, please be engaged. That requires your camera on. You can see it just like here with your face visible, and you're asking questions and participating when your teachers reach out to you.
But don't worry, students and parents. Regardless if you decide to stay in distance learning at this time or transition to the hybrid model, your student schedule is going to remain exactly the same with the same teachers. We are not adjusting any student schedules, regardless of the decision you and your family make.
You know, I think that's a great point to point out here, is that we're really looking at breaking up the day and balancing the number of students that are on campus. We are no longer looking at adjusting the classes to meet the master schedule needs, which we have already done for the start of the year. I think we're very thankful to the BOUSD IT team and help us really build out a system for this to work for us, so that way we didn't have to readjust everyone's schedule when we made this change. And I think they've done a really good job, and we truly appreciate their support. Just a quick look at the Brea High School schedule. As you can see, our start and end times did not adjust much. Really what you're looking at is that our zero period will begin at 7:05 and the first period will start at 8 o'clock. You'll see that we've embedded that 10-minute gap in between. This little one-page information graphic you will find on the front of our website by the time this video is posted. And you'll see it gives you a little bit of information about what asynchronous learning is, because you hear a lot about that, what synchronous learning is. And it talks a little bit about the grouping and how students will learn, and a little bit about how teachers will plan and prepare. So if you have any questions about what your students should be doing that day, you have kind of an idea of what questions you may want to ask your student. Now, please know at Brea High School, and due to COVID-19 and keeping everybody safe, is we're not going to be able to accept drop-offs. But again, thank you to BOUSD Business Services and the Food Services Department. No student will go hungry. So if students forgot their lunch, we will feed them for free through the end of December. So please know that students will be taken care of. We will have water available as well as food if they need it.
So let's take a look at the Brea Junior High School schedule. As Dr. Porter stated, you may see an adjustment in our times. So students and parents, thank you for paying attention to those times so that we can be logged into Zoom at the right time in order to do our daily attendance. If you have decided to transition to the hybrid model, which means you attend school physically 2 days a week, those students will only be running through their 1st through 6th period classes. So again, if you're transitioning to hybrid, your student will be participating physically on campus 1st through 6th period. At Brea Junior High School, we have coordinated a grab and go lunch, which is free to all of our students. Again, thanks to our Business Services Department and the grant that our Food Service Department received for our district. All students can pick up for free a grab and go lunch when they're physically here on campus. So what that means is your student would 1st through 6th, they grab their lunch, they get picked up by you or walk home, and then they make sure that they log in for their 7th period PE class. We want to make sure you don't forget about that 7th period PE class. Also, I wanted to let you know that we at Brea Junior High School have a teen center available, which means that I have childcare available if you are in need of childcare on the other days that your student doesn't attend physically on campus. All of that information is also posted on our school website, and you can reach out to our Child Development Services program. So thanks for paying attention to the little modifications about our schedule so we can get our students on time, regardless if they're distance learning or on our hybrid schedule.
You know, that's a good reminder. I should probably give our parents a heads up as well about some of the changes they may see. Where if students are in a hybrid model at Brea Olinda High School and they're coming on a Monday, Thursday block, they may be involved in after school activities such as athletics, band, choir, or dance. And during that time, those students may have practice or may come onto campus on a different day. So that block that we're looking at is really only designed for their core content periods 1 through 6 blocks. Please speak with your coach or your academic director or activities director about any changes or modifications to after-school activities. Well, what should they bring with them, Mrs. Kennedy?
Oh, just a few things. First and foremost, we're going to be wearing a mask. We also want to see our students with their backpacks, with their school materials, plenty of pens and pencils. We don't want our students sharing those. We also ask that they bring a water bottle so that they stay hydrated throughout the day, because as you know, based on the safety regulations, our drinking fountains are closed at this time. So please make sure your student has a water bottle with them so they can stay hydrated for the day. And some of our parents have asked us if students can bring their own personal hand sanitizer and wipes. Absolutely. Again, health and safety is our priority, so students can bring whatever materials they need to stay safe throughout the school day. And we are very excited about seeing you again on the week of October 19th through the 23rd. Again, depends on what your cohort is, cohort A or cohort B, but we're definitely looking forward to that week with our students on both of our campuses.
Now again, please remember, if you do forget that water bottle, we will provide water for the students. So although the drinking fountains have been turned off for safety reasons, we will have water ready to be provided that is prepackaged and safe and sanitary.
But then you don't get to bring your cool hydro flask.
That's true. You know what? Or any type of insulated canteen. And we are asking all of our families to complete this survey by Friday, October 2nd. We will use that information to help build out our cohorts and balance our classes over the week. And we'll get information out to all of our families on October 9th as to which cohort they will be placed in.
Some of our families have asked us if we can select distance learning at this time and then transition to the hybrid model in, let's say, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And to be honest with you, we want to make sure that we have all of the information in order to make the best decisions about the safety of our students and our staff. So we appreciate you filling out the survey by this Friday, October 2nd.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. You know, it wouldn't go without saying a special thank you to our staff, the BOUSD team, and all of the support they've provided to help make this possible.
We are very excited to welcome your students on campus. And again, would also like to thank our students for all their hard work through distance learning, our parents for your support, and of course, as Dr. Porter said, our incredible teaching staff. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.